on. I was thirsty. I've been recording all day on Magic Mondays. How are you? It's Magic Monday with Bob, your old pal. I was going through some of my stuff, not performing as much as I used to, so I don't carry a big suitcase. a little briefcase. That's my entire act right here in this little briefcase. Let me open it up and see what's in here. There's got to be something. Oh, no, just some promo material. Look, I put them in here in case I have to do a close-up show. Oh, God, I got a million of them. All right, so here's a picture of me and my old puppet, Verna. There's me and Verna. I'm the one with the glasses. I'm going to do a little magic trick for you. And let me see, I'm going to mark this. This is a close-up version of the torn and restored paper, all right? There we go. I just have to put the marker back. We'll use this as a magic wand. That's how cheap I am. Can't afford a wand. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this. I got to let the marker dry. And we're just going to rip it into two pieces. Two pieces in one. I'm going to rip it one more time. Just like this. There we go. So now we have 4 pieces. Just like that. All right. All right. I'm going to put all the pieces together. This is exciting. All right. And we're going to take the magic wand. And we're going to touch the pieces just like that. Abracadabra, hocus pocus. Wonderful, exciting. We're going to blow on the pieces. Watch carefully now. We're going to open them up. Whoa, look at that. It's back to the way it was before. Is that exciting? Look at that. Ooh, wait a minute. Something's wrong. Well, I haven't done this trick in quite a while. The edges aren't supposed to look like that, but I did put it back together. If you look carefully, the magic marker is still there, and I put it back, I guess you would say, inside out. Well, it's a version of torn and restored paper, and hope you like it. Today on the show, it's Taylor Hughes. Taylor Hughes is an MC, a comedy magician, an illusionist, a corporate speaker, and much more. He's been performing for 20 years. He even has a podcast that you can listen to called About to Break. So now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for my Facebook friend to perform for you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Taylor Hughes.
We're going to do a magic trick right now that's only going to take place in your mind. There's 5 playing cards written out here. 7 of hearts, King of spades, 3 of hearts, 6 of clubs, and the 10 of diamonds. Place your finger on the 7 of hearts. Now, I want you to move 5 times, left or right, and you can go back and forth as many times as you want, but left or right, only 5 moves. Starting here, count 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on until you get to 5. Any direction you want, starting right there. Ready? Go. All right, you should have landed on one of these cards. Stop there for just a second, and I can tell you that right now your finger is not on the 7 of hearts, and it's also not on the 10 of diamonds, so we're going to eliminate those. Now those grids are out. No more using those grids. So whichever one you're on right now, I want you to move just one more grid over, either right or left, in these 3 grids right here. So make one more move. You got it? Perfect. Now I can tell you that your finger is not on the King of spades, so we're going to eliminate that. Now you just have these 2 left, the 3 of hearts and the 6 of clubs. I want you to move one more time. Wherever your finger is, move it one over, either to the 3 of hearts or 6 of clubs, based on where your finger's at. One last move. Did you do it? Awesome. So right now you're either thinking of the 3 of hearts or the 6 of clubs. Keep thinking of your card and watch the Sharpie. When I was 6 years old, my grandparents moved from Long Beach, California to this little piece of heaven in southern Oregon called Grants Pass. Now, if you've never been there, it's right along the Rogue River Highway. It's the kind of place that when you go, you're gonna go river rafting and apple picking and hiking. And every summer as kids, my sister and I would beg Mom and Dad to let us go spend time with Grandma and Grandpa. And sometimes they'd let us go for a month at a time. And I remember on one of these trips noticing that my grandma had a very interesting way of starting every day. She would sit in a chair, she'd pour a cup of coffee, and she would work on sewing projects that she had absolutely no intention of ever finishing. I know it sounds strange. It was interesting to me as a kid, until I realized that my grandma wasn't sewing because she had to. This is one of the few things in life that wasn't a task that needed to be done. This was her time to reflect and to think about life and the places she had been and the people she met. So if you were smart enough to sit by my grandmother while she sewed, she'd drop incredible wisdom about life. One morning I walked in the living room and she looked up at me and said, "Son," which was so confusing. I don't know why she called me that. But she said, "Life is not about the moment you enter this world. You don't get to choose that moment. No one's ever chosen when they would be born, where they would be born, what they would look like. And yet so many of us get stuck in life because of how the thing started for us. That's not up to you, so don't get caught in that moment." Later on, she would say, "Life isn't about the moment you leave the world either. See, that moment's always going to come too soon, before we wish it would." To her, the measure of a good life was simply how you spent the little moments in between. And I watched her do this so well every day. She was never too busy to turn off the TV, even if her favorite show was on, if you had a question, and give you her full attention. She would try to teach us as kids how we could do this for other people. She would say things like, "When you meet a stranger, and every day you should make a new friend, just try and be a little kinder than necessary. If a good friend invites you one day for coffee or tea, never turn them down." Probably her favorite life lesson of all was this: if you're going to make someone a meal, use butter, right? Now, she wasn't wealthy and she wasn't famous, but every day I watched as she just made the most of those little moments that we often take for granted. Every person to her was special. Every conversation was important. And I know that if you were to ask her, she would just tell you that's how she chose to live life. But that's stuck with people. And it's that way of being that when you and I choose to care more about others than we do about ourselves, those little moments that don't seem like much at the time begin to weave themselves together into an incredible life. So thank you for taking a moment to watch this video. And if you have someone in your life who's been an encouragement, why don't you pass this along and share it with them as a way of saying thank you.
What the heck?